Hello and welcome to the On the Slate Movie Podcast. We are your hosts, Wesley,
Jason,
and Asher.
Today we're going to be deep diving the new Superman movie directed by James Gunn, kicking off the DCU. So we're going to deep dive everything from the characters, the performances, the visual style, and we're also going to compare it to other Superman movies that have come out in the past. So let's get to it, boys. So the very much anticipated Superman has finally come out, and we saw it opening night, Friday, July 11th. And yeah, that was, for me, the most exciting movie, or it was the one I anticipated the most all year. And yeah, were you guys also like really, really hyped up for it? What were your thoughts going into it?
I wasn't at first. Well, I wasn't not excited, but I was definitely critical. You can fact check that at an older episode. It might be episode 3 or 4 of our podcast when we talk about the first trailer that had been released. Mm-hmm. And I was a negative Nancy.
Yeah,
I was
especially on crypto.
Hating on crypto. Yeah. I was wrong.
Crypto is amazing.
Yeah,
we'll get into all the characters
I was wrong
later,
about it, but as we got closer, I got way more excited.
Yeah.
I gave in to I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but be hope-filled.
Are you like, would you call yourself, just for the audience, I know this, but are you like a big DC fan in general?
Yeah. I'm a rather large DC fan.
Large? I've never heard the word large before.
Yeah, I like DC.
Yeah, Asher, how about you? Are you a big DC fan? Were you looking forward to this?
I would say I'm a fairly decent DC fan. Growing up, I enjoyed Superman, Batman, Flash, like those characters.
Yeah.
So I was excited going into this movie for sure. And when I saw the first trailer, I was excited for it. But I think going into it, I was like objectively excited because I wanted to not just get caught up in the hype of it. And I wanted to see it for what it was. Like I wanted to see, how good of a movie did they make, especially for the character and for the story and just for the universe as a whole. So I was excited. It was a really fun experience to see it like opening night, theater full of other people. And it was actually funny because we walked into the wrong theater at first. But then
that was totally my fault.
That was funny though.
We walked into the IMAX screening and we were supposed to go into the Dolby one. And so I led us all the way up the stairs because we were supposed to be in the back row. And so we walk in and then there's like a huge like lore spoiler that we walk in and see while we're in the IMAX. We're really confused. We're like, did they already start this movie?
Yeah.
But then I was like, dude, we're in the wrong theater. I'm so sorry, guys.
But the good thing is we didn't hear the spoiler. Like
I totally heard it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
By the time I'd realized what was going on, I wasn't paying attention to what was playing on the screen until I turned and saw that everybody was seated. And I was like, it was like a full theater. I'm like, this is way too full for how, we weren't like super early or anything, but just way too full for how early we were.
Yeah.
Relative to the start of the movie. So I didn't even recognize the fact that we were mid-movie. But then when it realized, by the time I like tuned in and we're like walking out, the big spoiler had already passed and I was none the wiser.
Well, perfect. I'm glad that I didn't ruin the experience.
You almost told me what was going on. I was confused.
I was like, I hope you guys didn't just.
You were like, Jason, did you see that big thing? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, it looks like they were interviewing Lex Luthor, I think.
Wesley's like, yes. Keep thinking that, buddy.
He was like, I think you said so. He was like, well, we'll get to it when we watch it.
I'll just let the movie tell you. So anyway, this movie has been just, I guess, 3 years in the making at this point.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to remember when James Gunn.
It was announced just after Black Adam, like a few weeks after Black Adam.
Oh, so maybe
that's right.
2022-ish?
Because Henry Cavill was going to come back to be in it, right?
Yeah.
And then he wasn't.
Yeah. That was awkward. The Rock was trying to save the DCEU. Henry Cavill was trying to save it. They had that epic post-credit scene where they're going to face off, and then Warner Brothers looked at the DCU and they were like, we don't have any faith in this anymore. We got to reboot it. So they hired James Gunn. They're just like, you've made 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies. All of them made a lot of money. You made the Suicide Squad movie, which was in the DC canon at that point.
The second Suicide Squad movie.
Yes. Is it the Suicide Squad that he made, or is it just Suicide Squad? I don't remember what the name is. It's the good one. And yeah, so they were like, okay, we're gonna give James Gunn the keys to the kingdom, essentially.
Give James Gunn.
James Gunn. I can't talk today. So anyway, I guess that was like 2022, 2023. They started filming Superman early in 2024, and then came out mid of 2025. And yeah, it's the first movie in the DCU. However, there is
new DCU.
The new DCU. However, I think Suicide Squad is technically canon. So if you want to consider that part of it. And also Peacemaker Season 1 is canon, and also Creature Commandos is canon.
Peacemaker Season 1 is canon, except for the end scene where the Justice League shows up.
Oh, yeah.
But this was essentially like the hard launch of the DCU. I mean, it's kind of had been soft launched at that point with some carryover projects. The Flash came out. I think Aquaman 2 was the last like DC EU project. So yeah, now we're here. It feels like we waited so long, but now looking back, it feels like it flew by. Just that whole process. We have a new DCU. We have a new Superman and lots of things to come. So, but we're just going to focus on the first movie. So released July 2025. And like we already mentioned, directed by James Gunn, written by James Gunn. David Corenswet stars as Superman. Rachel Brosnahan plays I almost said Lex Luthor. Lois Lane. Lex Luthor is played by Nicholas Hoult. And then you have other actors in there as well, like Skylar Gisondo as what's his name? Jimmy Olsen. You have Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Some other characters in there, but those are the main ones. Yeah, in this movie, let me go back to my agenda here. By the way, we're going to spoil the heck out of this movie today. Yep. So if you haven't seen it yet, go see it. I think by the time this releases, it'll have been like a week or two.
I think 3.
Or maybe even 3 weeks. So
wait, maybe 2, actually.
So you'll have had time to see it, but I would just make sure you watch the movie. This is the 2025 Superman, obviously. It's not the 1978 one. So anyway, so yeah, today we're just going to cover the story and the characters. We're going to talk about the performances. We're going to talk about James Gunn's direction and writing and like the pacing of the movie. And also we're going to break down visually what it looked like. And then at the end, we're going to have a guessing game, which is slowly forming into like a mini segment on our show where I have you guys guess random things. I don't know. While I hope to stump you. So yeah, let's talk about some of these characters. So we can start with the big man himself, the Man of Steel. What are his other nicknames? The Boy Scout.
The Man of Tomorrow.
Man of Tomorrow. Really? I've never heard of that.
Is that really a nickname?
Yeah, that's why Supergirl that's coming out is called The Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah, the Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Makes sense. So yeah, like we mentioned earlier, he's played by...
Last Son of Krypton.
He's played by David Corenswet, who is relatively unknown. He wasn't like a movie star by any means. He had made mostly just like minor roles and other things. I think the only thing I've seen him in other than Superman was Twisters, which he was like barely in Twisters. But anyway.
And that came out last year, right? 2024? Or was it a 25 movie?
2024.
24? Okay.
2024. So that came out last year. Award winner. Ladies, Twisters. I forgot it came out. Yeah, so Superman, he's the title character. So obviously the movie is going to focus on him and his journey. And this kind of puts him 3 years into his Superman, like he had announced to the world that he was Superman, like 3 years before this movie takes place.
Yeah.
So he's already a seasoned, well, not like seasoned veteran, but he's already done it for a while.
He's known among the public, mostly good, like relations. Like it seems like most people like him in the movie at the start. Yeah.
And he's actually kind of under some controversy because he basically prevented this country, Baravia, which is like a fictional country, right? Yeah.
Or wait, was it Baravia or Jarhampur?
So
Baravia was attempting to invade Jarhampur.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to keep track of that whole storyline.
Yeah. So basically, he prevented Baravia from invading Jarhampur, and that made the U.S. government mad because Baravia was allies with the United States. And Nicholas Hoult, who plays Lex Luthor, also had skin in the game. He was really kind of the one that masterminded the whole thing anyway, which you figure out towards the end. He wanted like resources from Jarhampur to build his own like utopia, essentially. So because the oil there would make him like, exponentially more rich than he already was. Yeah. So, but Superman goes in to stop it. And the only reason why he stops it is he just doesn't want innocent people like to die. Yeah. That's like the only reason he has this pure heart about it. Like, I'm just doing it because it's the right thing to do. I'm like, and you see it in the trailer, but he says like very passionately, like, I'm not representing anybody but myself and like doing good. And I think I really love that line in that scene in general. I think that says a lot about Superman and his character, and I think it's really, really like beautifully performed. I think by David Corn Sweat. I think he's a great Superman. I'm excited about him. We'll talk about more his performance later, but then he kind of goes on this arc of like almost like getting jaded and like cynical because of like how everybody's treating him for like trying to do the right thing. But yeah, his arc kind of comes around to like embracing, like, you know what? I'm not gonna let other people like change who I am, because like I'm doing this for good. Like that's how I was raised. That's what I believed. I always believed this about my parents when they brought me here, even though that ended up being a twist in itself, which contributed to his like cynicism. Like, because they figured out his parents actually were not the nice Jor-El and family that we see in other iterations, but they're actually like, I want you to colonize this planet and rule over them. But he couldn't like hear that half of the message. You can only hear the first half where they're like, we love you. You are our hope. You know, and you are here to be, a symbol for our people. Yeah. Anyway, I'll stop talking.
We'll talk about that later, I'm sure. But just off the cuff, I was not a fan of that twist. Okay. It feels off color for the parents.
No, we can bring that up now.
But we can still talk about Superman though.
Well, we can, because that's an important part of his story and his trajectory in this movie. So, I think that's important to talk about. So we can get into that if you want. Like,
I mean, I will say, like, even with that happening, I think they portrayed this version of Superman to be very true to himself, to where like he still kind of questioned some things and he still was starting to doubt. Like you kind of started to see that after he found this out about his parents and after he was getting flack from a lot of people. But I don't think he was ever at the questioning point where he was going to actually give up his will to do good, Like I never got that from him. I just got that he was literally trying to process this new information and was really struggling with what he thought his identity and origin came from, So I think they did a good job with him sticking true to like who he believes he should be.
Yeah, it's I guess it's less of an arc and more of like a test of his will. Like it's what his character goes through. It's not like he's a completely different person by the end of the movie kind of arc, but he definitely experiences a lot of testing of like his character. With, you know, with the whole like Lex Luthor scene in the Pocket universe where he like is holding that and threatens that guy, like, tell me the information or I shoot him, and he like, you know, he's just trying to like talk to Lex about like, and he's just trying to, he's not even like trying to play his game. He's just trying to be like, hey, what's going on? Like, let's talk this out. And then he realizes like that didn't work in that situation because he ends up like shooting the guy.
Yeah.
So I think he's like tested in that way of like, maybe my way can get people hurt. And admittedly, I do think that the movie could have explored that a little deeper, but I still think like he does a great job of like through all the temptation and pressure, he stays true to who he is. And there's a few key like scenes that I think indicate and support that. So.
Yeah. And even on the flip side, though he was trying to do good and that guy ended up getting shot, there's also the other side of the coin where they were fighting the kaiju and he was doing everything he could to fight the kaiju, but to protect everyone as like damage control.
Yeah.
But then the Justice Gang came in and were more reckless, you know, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed that dynamic. Like I wish there would have been more conversation or just more interactions between him and the Justice Gang about that issue. Like, hey, like we need to be more careful about this. Like that I think would have been fun to explore more. But
yeah, like a little bit of conflict between him and the Justice Gang. I don't really think there might be a little bit of conflict there. I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was, and I can't remember.
I feel like most of the conflict, other than that, like the way they were fighting the kaiju differently, I feel like most of the conflict was just they didn't like him.
Oh, well, Guy Gardner was like, after the revelation came out that superhumans, like Superman's parents, were actually there to like send Superman there to like colonize the world instead of like protect the world. Guy Gardner was the skeptical one, and he was like, you're the exact
That's
kind
true.
of threat that the Lantern Corps sent me to like stop.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, so there was some tension there, but that tension kind of gets swept under the rug. I think it doesn't really like get brought up all that much. But anyway, what are you thinking, Jason?
I mean, I don't like Guy Gardner. I don't think it really gets swept under the rug. Guy Gardner, when he talks to Lois later, is like, do I believe that he is going to do that? No.
Oh, you're right. There was that great scene.
He says like, I don't believe Clark is going to do the things that his parents sitting here, and I believe that he didn't know about that half of the message. I believe him. So Guy Gardner clearly was like never actually. Like initially when it's revealed, but he gives Clark the benefit of the doubt. You know,
You're right.
And he shields him from the public in that building.
I forgot about that scene. Lois is like, your haircut is what did she say? I can't remember.
Your haircut should be against the Green Lantern code or something.
It's like, what he's doing is against the code.
He's like,
your
my
haircut should be against the code.
Yeah. And then he gets up, he's like, my hair could what? My what could what?
But I mean, like, as far as like conflict with the Justice Gang, I don't know if I get like them being a little more, having more caution, but I think also maybe part of it is Superman recognizing that there's no way that they could actually do what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like, I know Guy Gardner can technically fly really fast in Green Lanterns, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It's a new universe. We don't really know the extent of his powers, and I'm assuming he's not nearly as fast as Superman is.
Yeah.
So
Not with that
not
little
only
belly.
not only is he like a little reckless, but also if he wanted to, he probably couldn't save the girl and save the squirrel and save the dog and all these
Saving
other
the
things.
squirrel was like kind of funny. But.
Or keep the the monster from falling onto buildings and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if Guy Gardner could have completely prevented all these things. Like, so I think Superman is being a little like understanding, and then also with like his little like talk with Mr. Terrific, where he's like, I want to study it. Mr. Terrific has a reasonable point. Is like the easiest way to save everyone right now is to just kill the thing.
Yeah.
Just end the threat immediately. And not saying I like, and I think it's fun. It's fun to see Superman wants to do right by everyone, including the giant kaiju monster. But also, Superman's way is actually probably going to get people injured because it's going to prolong the fight because he's sitting here thinking how to deal with it.
Maybe he's also thinking of how to deal with it by his strength, because he thinks like, okay, I know I can probably carry this thing out somewhere safe. But then on their side, it's like, yeah, we can't do that. So we're going to do what we know we can do and just kill it on the scene.
Yeah. But I don't know. Can Superman really carry it out?
I mean, he did. When it fell, he did catch it and then rotate it to land in a park area so it didn't land on anyone.
True. Because I was also thinking there's a scene where he stops the dog.
Woman. He saves the old woman from getting crushed by it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And he saves the dog, like Jason said. And
but I guess that's different. That's not carrying the beast, because the beast is actively pushing force on him. So that's why he's kind of like...
Yeah.
Not necessarily struggling, but...
Yeah,
it's neither here nor there.
But I do think that there was a little bit of conflict there. And I guess it goes to the whole point of like Superman is tested, like his willpower is tested throughout the movie. And I think that's a great way to tell a Superman story, in my opinion, because James Gunn established early on he wanted the Superman to be like a morally upright symbol of hope and good, just like a good guy. Like you even see him in the words he says, like he says, "What the hey" at the beginning. And I was like, that's just funny. Like, what the hey, because dude? I remember in the Christopher Reeve Superman, he says stuff like that's swell, like these old fashioned, like nice guy terms, when he's Clark Kent, his language is a little bit more,
lax,
like the normal, like common people. But when he's Superman, you can tell he's like definitely trying to be like a role model, force for good. And I think, the way that he goes about things, like he's so powerful, but he's not like, he uses like his character to solve problems. Like with Metamorpho, like he's able to convince him, through to like team up with him to escape. And he like stays true to his promise. Like, hey, I'll help get your child out of here.
Yeah.
That was his name, Metamorpho? Is that?
It's Metamorpho. They didn't call him that.
Did they just call him Morph or Morpho or something?
I think they went by his name. His like real name.
They went by his real name, and Lex like says he's like some morphin guy. Or, or Adapto, or I don't know. So, there was something weird. But it's Metamorpho. At least he has the powers of Metamorpho.
Yeah. So anyway, there were. I think the Pocket Universe scenes were helpful in telling that kind of part of his journey. I didn't always love those scenes. Like the second act, I just felt like it dragged a little bit. But
like starting where when he broke out,
it wasn't the most like engaging visual part of the movie. And I think
for
whatever reason, I think they just like rushed into all of the I did like the river part. I will say that.
I kind of didn't.
Like I thought it was creative. Like we hadn't seen something like in the black hole, but I think it just like rushed us into like all of this multi-dimensional pocket stuff. Like in the first movie, I'm like, okay, this is like getting kind of crazy.
It did seem a bit fantastical for me.
Yeah.
For what the majority of the story was about, there were moments like that, like some stuff in the Pocket Universe, and even like all these CGI monkeys on computers. Like what?
I think that was a reference to something.
Really?
I think that was why that was in there. I think that was a reference to like an old Superman comic or show or something.
Interesting.
Somebody tell us in the comments, but I remember seeing like a graphic of that being somewhere. Wow. So, but that was a little weird though. Like if you didn't get that, it would probably be like confusing.
Yeah. Some stuff just seems like a little too outlandish
Like
for like the
far-fetched,
main storyline, and so it kind of like
Yeah.
removed me at times from, you know, being engaged.
Yeah, and I think that this movie is like a dedication to being like, this is a comic book put to the screen. And I think with all of the different monsters that he's fighting, just like almost every scene, there's like a new threat. And I kind of actually like that approach of like, the point of the story isn't necessarily the villain. It's like just telling like, here's how Superman is going to like be as a character. Let's learn about him. And one of the funniest scenes was when there was he's like talking with Lois in his apartment, and there's the monster outside.
The interdimensional imp.
And you could tell Lois is like sees it and is like a little concerned, but like still has a conversation, and eventually just like asks like, well, shouldn't you be out there? Like it's like, oh, that's just a dimensional imp. The Justice Gang, they got it.
Yeah. And you see them like, you see the Green Lantern hitting it with a bat.
Yeah, and I think that's what James Gunn I think likes to do, is he likes to deliver like really emotional, heartwarming moments and like mix them with humor, which some people don't like that. Which I don't like that all the time, but it didn't bother me in Superman.
Yeah,
because I think I was just really enjoying like the chemistry.
Well, not every moment's like that. Pa Kent is by itself.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
his later scene with Lois at the end of the movie, it's by itself.
Yeah,
but then they cap it with a joke.
Oh, how long have those two been hooking up for?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's like appropriate for the
characters and
When they walked into that building, I literally thought, you guys, anyone can literally walk in on you right now.
Yeah,
and like your secret would be away.
Yeah, it's just like something you just don't think about. Like, just don't think about it too much. Suspend your disbelief.
Suspenders
of belief. Yeah, but I think overall I liked how this character was written. Like, I don't think it was perfect, but I saw what they were trying to do, like test his character and show him like overcome those tests in a lot of ways. It reminded me a lot of comic, like it reminded me of Batman in some ways, of like how he's tested by villains. I don't know, maybe it's like a DC thing of like testing your will, like being a theme in a lot of DC comics.
It's a DC thing. That's like Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe it's just that's the thing that
just the thing that superheroes do.
Yeah. That is a good point, though.
And I think the movie, like James Gunn was not trying to like tell an origin story.
Which I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, like he's not trying to tell. So there's not like a defined like character arc. It's just like, here's who he is, and here's how like dedicated we are to this iteration of the character. He's going to go through a lot and stay true to himself.
Yeah,
so.
Almost as if you pick up a comic book issue in like the middle of a story. It's like, oh, Superman, let me pick up what's the most recent issue. Like there's already existing material essentially like off screen, the way they kind of dove into this story.
Yeah. And then we get Lois Lane, who's, like we mentioned earlier, played by Rachel Brosnahan. And I think she's really, really good Lois Lane too. I liked, especially her scenes with Superman, I think were really, really good. Like those were probably the best scenes in the movie for me personally. I think that they had great chemistry, and I would like to see just a straight up like Superman sequel. I think there will be one, probably like a Superman 2, and I don't know if it will come before or after like a Justice League movie or whatever, but I would like to just see more interactions with them. Yeah, because I think that they have a lot of chemistry together. I like the scenes, especially like their conflict in their relationship and how that's explored and how it's kind of like brought up and how it's completed in the movie. I think works really well. It's one of the better like comic book romances. There's not a lot of great ones, so there's not like a huge like tall list to like overcome there. But it's definitely one of the better ones I can remember in a while. So
Yeah, it did feel believable and realistic for me.
Mhm.
Like, you know, from the relationship standpoint, the things that, you know, can easily trigger someone, like in their first
yeah,
scene together as Clark and Lois in her apartment, where she starts bringing up questions in the interview that just trigger him as like the boyfriend. It's like,
yeah,
this is off record. Like, you can't, why are you bringing that up now? You know, like all these things. And with the way, you know, they're kind of having issues with the relationship and stuff, that was, I feel like they're kind of, in a way, giving us enough of the relationship, but also setting it up to even go further in the future.
Yeah.
Like they're giving it potential.
yeah. I just, yeah, again, I love like how James Gunn set this movie up, like chronologically, where it's like the relationship already had started before the movie, you know. It feels like you're just put into the Superman's world, like at a given point in time.
Yeah.
And I think that helps you not have to do the legwork of establishing or origins of things. You know, you can just kind of jump into a stressful moment in Superman's life, and and you learn a lot about the characters without even knowing all the details of the backstory. So I think in that sense, I think that's the movie's strength. It's like like how James Gunn establishes context and how he tells you about the characters.
Yeah.
And I think Lois is a great example of that. She kind of does get sidelined for probably the third act. A little bit, but she is a side character. So it's not like, you know, that's going to happen to every side character.
Does she?
And she is like
She's
much
the reason
more
that
useful.
Lex gets taken down.
Yeah. I mean, she still plays a big role in the plot itself, and it doesn't feel completely ridiculous. Like it is a little goofy. Like she's driving around Mr. Terrific's like pod thing, his circle. Don't call it a circle. It's a T sphere, or T cube, or not a cube. It's a sphere. Yes.
He would flip if you called it a T
Geometry.
cube.
I know
A
my
T
geometry.
cube. Jason, it's a T cube. A tungsten cube.
Oh
I was like, what are you referencing?
no! Nobody listening to this knows what that is. It's okay. We're gonna keep moving. But yeah, what were you saying about Lois? Or you just kind of?
Well, you said she was sidelined in the third act. And I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know. They cut to her a lot. I don't think she's sidelined.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like, she was kind of just like with the whole group. You know, she was just kind of like with the group, and they were all kind of like together doing their thing. But
Yeah, but
what
it's like,
were
it's like
they
a really,
doing once they got in the pod? What did they do?
They evacuated.
Okay, was that it? Were they trying to do something else?
they were trying to upload the code to
No.
stop the rift, right?
No, they were trying to publish the article.
Oh, that's right. They were publishing the article.
Do you guys
which
watch the movie?
I did. I did.
a lot
We
happens,
watched
man.
it. It is a very movie. There's a lot of movie that happens in this movie. And I think some people.
I just think it would be prudent to remember that the reporters are publishing
Exactly.
an article.
Well, no, I know that. I know
Well,
that.
Okay.
So they were trying to expose Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And they ended up exposing Lex Luthor and all of his dastardly schemes. Yeah. So then you get the whole like Daily Planet crew, like, what's his name? Editor Perry.
Yeah.
Something. Is that his name?
It's a shoot.
I'm fake Superman.
It is
fan.
Perry. Is it Perry White?
That sounds right, honestly.
Perry White?
I think so. And
I think it's Perry White.
Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen. He probably had like the coolest. He had like the coolest side quest character like in this whole thing, where he's somehow like has a romantic relationship history with Lex Luthor's girlfriend. It's like one of the funniest like gags in the whole movie. I think, just like how he has to like extract information from her. And she's like obsessed with him. It's really, really fun. I thought it was really funny. And yeah, Skylar Gisondo, I think was funny. And I think he was a great cast for that.
Yeah.
It was a small role, but it was
there's
good.
not a lot
It
of
was
Jimmy
a great
Olsen
supporting.
to compare him to, but he is
Yeah.
the best Jimmy Olsen.
He's better than the Snyder version.
Who's not in the movie.
He was only in the director's cut and dies in the first scene. Not that that's a bad thing. That's just how it is for Jimmy Olsen. So
It was cool. I know how clingy and obsessive Eve was with Jimmy, but I really liked what they did with the final scene with them after the city was merged back together, and she hugs him and says, "Now we can be together forever." The way she said that was very heartwarming because you could tell, like, yes, this girl has some issues, like she's got to work on some stuff, but you could tell, like, she wants something authentic and she wants to be with someone safe.
Yeah.
And you could see that on Jimmy's face, like his realization of, oh, like, this could work out in a good way. Maybe I was wrong.
I don't know. I guess I didn't get that interpretation from his face. I thought he was.
I did. He like smiles.
I guess he
instead of
kind of
frowning.
does, maybe in the last little bit, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he definitely smiles.
He does.
He's like,
He
we could
does.
spend the. He's like, maybe we could spend the weekend together, Jimmy. He's like,
The weekend.
whole weekend. He's like, the whole weekend, huh?
She's like, I'm sorry, I'm such a drag or something to you, Jimmy.
No. Anyway, that I think could be a really funny, like, going forward, like seeing how that relationship, if it's even a relationship, how it develops.
Yeah. Which I'm curious, was she actually being smart the whole time by taking those selfies?
Yeah, because
Oh
she's-
yeah.
Well, she says like I have all the dirt you could ever want on Lex.
Like because there was like information
In the background.
selfies.
Yeah. Because I wasn't sure if it was, because at first I just thought, okay, they're just playing into the classic selfie trope, which I was not a fan of. But then I was questioning, oh, is she actually doing this on purpose and just trying to cover up what she's actually doing by getting all this information and dirt on Lex, which I
Yeah.
thought was actually smart.
Yeah.
yeah,
think
she
so.
definitely did it on purpose.
I think she's a little crazy, but also did it on purpose.
I mean, she straight up tells Jimmy, "Hey, I'm going to give you everything you need,"
Yeah.
and she sends it. That clearly implies she knew what she was sending.
Yeah. I thought that was a great like addition, like that dynamic between the two of those people. So, yeah, the rest of the Daily Planet people are like there barely in the movie. Perry White is the name. I just looked it up.
Lombard.
He's like I guess the editor, so he's the final decision maker.
Chief. Don't call me Chief. Call me Perry.
Yes, and he plays by that guy in Suits, by the way. I forget his name. Wendell Pierce.
Wendell Pierce.
never
That
seen
sounds like
Pierce
an editor's name.
Good
Yeah.
actor. So yeah, and the other Daily Planet people are just basically there just to be like, oh, they're in the comics.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have stories in the future of the DCU, but they're they're there. They have some
Lombard's kind of
lines.
funny.
Lombard's he's a comic relief character who just
He's
like
kinda-
His
is the butt
stash.
of some jokes. You know,
He's
so.
like, "Why don't I get a seat?"
Because they did say they had, she did say it had 6 seats, but there's
Yeah.
only 5.
Well, she said 5, maybe 6. Definitely 6.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. They don't have much to them, but I think it helps to fill the world. Because one thing I did take away from this movie is that the movie does a good job of filling the world with like lively and rich characters.
yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel empty. Like, it does feel like you are just, like we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
just jumping right into an existing world.
And I think some people are going to criticize this movie for being a little crowded with its characters and stories, and you might be right. I think James Gunn, he just wanted to like put you in this world that he had in his brain. Yes, the story might be convoluted a little bit. Maybe there's too many characters, but I think it's just enjoyable to see it all. You know, it's very, like I said earlier, there's a lot of movie in this movie. There's a lot of characters, a lot of storylines. I haven't thought about it enough to know if there's any like plot holes. There might be, I don't know. But I think especially if you're a DC fan, I think you're going to enjoy this movie. You know, I think you're going to find stuff to enjoy about it, even if you don't think it's a perfect movie. I don't think any of us think it's like a like a perfect movie, but
No.
yeah, some other
I
characters.
mean, I don't even
go
think
for it.
it's like bloated. I mean, there's less people that it focuses on than his Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like, it's probably a bigger cast overall, but the movie's like almost entirely focused on Clark, Lois, and Lex.
Yeah, it really is. I think they do a good job of keeping, like, especially Superman at the center of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
they don't stray from that, which I think we've seen in like other superhero stuff happening.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I think even like Blade got canceled or like postponed indefinitely because Mahershala Ali saw like, hey, there's like just too many like characters going on here. Like I'm not even like the lead in this movie.
He's like,
at this
I'm
point. Like I like the way the script is, like you haven't even written me as the lead character, and like it's called Blade and I'm Blade. So I think we've seen this problem happen in the past. But they do a good job of keeping like that core three, I think, have really prominent roles. And yeah, so I appreciated that. And I feel like every major character has a like actual important part to play in the movie. You could probably cut out some engineer tech number 3 that gets a funny line, or you could cut out a reporter at the Daily Planet and the movie wouldn't really change. But those people are like barely in the movie, right? Like all of the Justice Squad League crew gang, they
got there eventually.
That's not our name. That's what they kept saying. But yeah, like I feel like the Justice Gang was important, especially Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner. Hot Girl's in it. I feel like her role isn't as prominent, but she does have some good moments. She beats bad guys with her big mace of lightning or whatever. What is it? You know the lore.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Wait, I thought in the movie she was just flying around and using her.
She has a mace.
It's a mace.
Oh, is that what it's called? The ball with the spikes?
Yeah, the ball with the spikes thing. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Were you thinking of spray?
Yeah.
No, not that kind of. No.
But I also was wondering, like, is Mace something else?
Mace Windu.
She's just carrying around Mace Windu.
She does like the hot girl scream, which I asked Jason in Asheville. I was like, is that actually from the comics? So you can tell me now.
I don't know. I don't read hot girl comments.
He doesn't know.
I mean,
it probably is.
She screams in the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah, probably.
Or screeches.
Yeah, so she does the screech.
Kind of a cool.
She has a couple funny lines in there. So
she's the girl with the attitude.
Yeah, she has
on the
attitude.
Team. Yeah. She's
kind of like that millennial, or not like she's like that Gen Z, like, you know, I'm not concerned. Like I'm just going to be over here alone in the corner and make goofy, sarcastic jokes.
And then when she's compared to Superman, she makes it very evident who she is.
Yes. He was like, I'm not like Superman. Drops a guy to death. The Baravian president who was benefiting largely from this conflict.
What was his name?
It beats me.
Evil guy number.
Because
generic Eastern European.
Who is Maxwell Lord?
Oh, Maxwell Lord is the bad guy from Wonder Woman 2.
But Maxwell Lord is in this movie.
Well, he's always like a tech billionaire or something.
I think his name was Gurkos.
Oh yeah,
Gurkos.
Because James Gunn's brother played Maxwell Lord in the Superman movie.
Oh, he was in like one scene.
Yeah, on the TV.
Oh,
I forget what he said. He's like, if there's one thing conservatives and liberals can agree on, is that Lex Luthor sucks.
Oh, that was.
Or I thought he said it about Superman, or was it Lex Luthor?
That was him.
No, he said that about Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is that why people were laughing because they knew who it was, the actor?
Yeah, he also plays Weasel.
Also a funny joke.
He plays the Weasel guy, and Suicide
Squad. You can't just say he plays the Weasel guy.
And also in Creature Commandos. Which, by the way, the Weasel episode in Creature Commandos is genuinely like fantastic. It's great television. Anyway,
he's also in Guardians.
He's in all the Guardians movies as the
new Yondu.
Second coming.
He just shows up in his brother's movies as a side character. You know,
I'm assuming he's the younger brother.
Yeah,
maybe.
And Maxwell Lord is just yet another like DC rich guy that causes corruption.
There's
and problems.
Stag Industries that's run by a guy named Stag. There's Maxwell Lord. There's Bruce Wayne. There's Lex Luthor. There's
probably others. There's the Falcones. There's a whole mob side of everything. There's a lot of rich people that cause problems in the DC universe. Kind of like real life, but anyway.
This is a movie podcast.
Yes. So Mr. Terrific, maybe the standout like supporting character. I've seen a lot of people like online talking about how much they love Mr. Terrific, and he's played by I'm probably gonna say his name wrong. Eddie Gathegi? Gachegi? It's Gathegi. Gathegi is how
Maybe.
you would like sound it out. Gathegi. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm so sorry.
He played that's the guy. He
Gathegi.
played
Let's call him Eddie.
he was in X-Men First Class.
Yeah, he was in
he was Darwin.
He's great as Mr. Terrific. He's kind of like a comic relief character, but he's just like, he's got the rule of cool vibes to him. Like he's got his T-spheres.
He's no nonsense.
And he has like maybe like the best action sequence in the whole movie. It's like a signature like one take. James Gunn usually puts one of these in his movies where it's like a long take of like an action scene, and he's like got all these spheres and hitting people
Yeah.
various ways. I don't know. He's just doing Mr. Terrific
He's
things.
got all these spheres.
And he's like protecting Lois Lane with a force field, and you're kind of like looking at all of it from her perspective.
Yeah.
And it's like you kind of share in like the awe of it. Like, wow,
Yeah.
this is so cool.
Yeah. The camera work was fun for that scene.
The camera work
with her
And
as
the
the
choice of song was really good too.
Yeah, that's also a part of James Gunn's touch of like having some kind of pop song or some cultural impactful song playing as like the action's happening.
Yeah.
Which I'm not against, but like when I saw it happen, I started thinking of it more as like a James Gunn-ism than like appreciating the moment.
Yeah.
So
And that's one thing that I think
But it's sick.
Yeah, there were some cool moments. I wouldn't say that scene I agree
Eh?
with you on, but I do.
What's not to love about just watching dudes get hit with metal spheres?
I mean, it's still cool. Like I appreciate the work that went into it, but
Would you have preferred
I feel like-
original score? Like, I
well,
don't know.
no, I think it's just like I feel like I have experienced this already with the movies James Gunn has made.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think,
It felt like familiar to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but are directors not supposed to do things that they do? You know,
Well,
every director has things that they do, and they show up in all of their movies. And
but I think it should serve the purpose of the story. Like I think the story should.
I mean, does
still
it not? It's not like he's fighting these. It's not like, oh, we need to have an action scene right here. No, it's
Yeah.
we're going to investigate what happened to Superman, and we anticipate resistance, obviously, because they're not going to let people just break into wherever they're holding
Yeah.
him. So the fight, I mean, it comes about naturally. So it's not
I mean,
like
I get that. I get that.
So I don't think it's like, I really want to put in a fight scene here with music. I mean, like, yes, but it's more like there's going to be a conflict, and James Gunn is only going to direct and shoot it James Gunn's way.
I understand that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like, do we criticize like the creators of like Daredevil for doing one takes in every season? I don't know.
I think here's what I'll say about that. If you guys care about what I say.
I do.
Rarely.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
So I do think that there are some like James Gunn isms in the movie that did take me out of it. I wouldn't say that scene, the Mr. Terrific action scene, would be one of them. But I would have preferred like not to have all of these like rock punk songs in it that we get. And I feel like that's just a James Gunn thing. Like he's going to do that in every movie. There's nothing you can do about it. He's going to do it. Now, there was one song that I did like there was an original song at the end, and it kind of tied back into like a theme like that they'd established, or something about his character where he liked punk
Superman.
music.
The Mighty Crabjoys.
Yeah, and Lois was like saying like, "Oh, well, that's not the real stuff." And he was like, "Well, that's real stuff." And then they brought it back by kind of like making a fake song by this fake band, that doesn't actually exist, but it does in this universe. And James Gunn actually wrote the song, or at least the lyrics to it. But yeah, I just don't think we needed like the punk songs. I don't know. It just took me out of it. With the Superman movie, I would have I feel like Superman is such a significant piece of
how much punk music is playing during the movie. That's in the credits. Both of the punk songs I remember are in the credits.
Well, there were some throughout the movie. I can't remember all of them. but I've seen the movie once, which I want to see it again.
I mean, I'll rewatch it. I might be wrong, but when I think of
there were more like
well, I know there's non-score stuff, but I don't
there was
think it's
non-score. There was definitely like a soundtrack.
like what played during the action scene is not a punk song.
Just when
It was
I
more
guess
pop,
when I think of Superman, I
guess.
don't want like James Gunn inserting like already like I would rather him just like have a score like throughout playing through the whole movie.
I mean, they play the score.
There is a
lot.
score and it's in there. I think that was a James Gunnism that took me out of it. It was like I don't want to hear these punk songs.
Yeah,
during the movie. The one at the end was fine, I guess. And we can talk about the score in a bit, but anyway, the James Gunn isms in general, I think were fine, but I did feel like I wanted Superman to be like distinct from like Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't want this just to be another like buddy team up ragtag group of things. Like we've seen that like 4 times from James Gunn, which he's really good at doing that. But this is like Superman. I don't think it is what it is overall, but there's sometimes I that creeps in, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm just like, no, just push that out. Let's just like, you're doing great. You're doing great, James. Let's just like avoid these few things, punk songs, silly jokes that kind of maybe can take you out of an emotional moment here and there.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Marvel does that all the time. Marvel does it worse. I mean, again, it's not like this happens every scene, but it's just like a handful of times throughout the movie that I'm just like, we didn't need that, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
But I think you're right, Jason. Like a lot of it, I think is really good.
I would just think like think about like how Taika Waititi directs a movie. And I know Ragnarok is beloved and I like that movie too, but like Thor Love and Thunder, that's what you get when you get a version of James Gunn who doesn't actually like have a leash or have any like self-control.
Well, yeah, James Gunn has way more self-control than Taika Waititi does, I think.
And I think also when James Gunn does it, it hits more than it lands.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm really going to criticize the movie too hard myself for the director doing what we know the director does.
Yeah. And I don't want you to think like I'm criticizing it heavily for that, because I still think Superman, I really liked it. I guess I didn't like all of those decisions he made. And I would have liked to just have been like a completely different, like, I don't know. I just didn't want another like Suicide Squad vibe.
Yeah.
Or another Creature Commandos vibe, or another, what's the other one? Peacemaker vibe.
Yeah.
I want just like a Superman movie. I want to hear like a triumphant score, which we get a lot of great moments.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got to keep rolling here. We got to talk about Lex Luthor.
We do. Yeah.
Lex Luthor, I think, is a character that I love and don't love in this movie. I have high praise for him in certain parts, and I have heavy criticisms in other parts.
Why?
So I'd say the high praises, I think Nicholas Hoult is great as Lex Luthor. Really, 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 really love the casting of him. I think he is subtle when he needs to be, but he's also like a cartoon comic villain when he needs to be. I think his character gets resigned to a lot of forced exposition, clunky exposition in the movie.
Yeah.
Now in the beginning parts of the movie, I think he's really, really good. And I think towards the end, he kind of gets resigned to like evil monologue. Here's my evil plan. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
But the last scene too, when he like gets caught, I think he does such a great job. Like that shot of him, like holding back tears and like anger and rage, like really great acting. I think Nicholas Hoult I'm so excited for him to be the Lex Luthor of this universe. But to me, it did take me out a little bit of the movie when he's just going on these long monologues of like, I mean, I love a good villain monologue, but when it's just like, oh, here's my evil plan, I'm telling you right now, even though we can just like, we've learned that from like what the journalists are uncovering, like you could have used that. I don't know. It just seems like,
but is he really doing that? Superman just asks them.
Pretty much.
No. Superman thinks he one-ups him. He's like, I've already stopped your actions in Jarampur. And all he says is like, you overestimated how much I really cared about that conflict. The reason I did that is because I want to kill you. and then he talks about how much he wants to kill Superman. Like, I don't. Is that exposition?
It was the scene like in the one scene I remember like more vividly, I guess, was the second act where they're in the pocket universe, and he's like, "I'm telling you all this because I'm not going to let you out of here alive," you know?
Yeah.
And like that is just like I think an obvious example of like, okay, he's just telling the good guy the evil plan so the audience can know.
Yeah.
But I felt like I got that feeling in the third act. I just don't remember the exact like lines.
No, I get you. I don't think Lex is the only character, but one thing I did not like was that I felt a lot of the movie was a lot of the dialogue was very explanation heavy. Mm-hmm. Not in every scene. Like, we get good scenes with Clark and Lois in her apartment, in his apartment, Lois at the Justice Hall. Like, we get really good scenes. And even in the last scene between Superman and Lex, as they're kind of having the last conversation, as Superman basically, flew through the window and has that last confrontation, there's some good dialogue there. But I just kept watching the movie, and then I heard the characters telling me what I was watching, and I was like, I don't need you to tell me. Like, the engineer lady, this is kind of like the early remnants of it, when she was trying to find the Fortress of Solitude. She like flew up to it, and as it was sinking in the ice, she's like, it's sinking in the ice. And I was like,
but she's communicating with Lex, telling him what's going on. That's not like an unnatural response. Like, if I have you on the comms and I'm trying to hunt something down and I go
frozen cloud.
I know that.
That's only valid when every character's there.
No, I get what you're saying, Jason. Like, I get the reality of that. Like, yes, in a real world scenario, we are using comms to tell people what's going on, but I feel like in a movie it's a little bit different because, like, we're already seeing what's happening. And
I don't think the dialogue is there because they need to explain I don't think they're trying to explain to the audience what's happening. I think the dialogue is there is because that's just what's happening with the character. She's talking to Lex, informing him what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. That's just not the only time, though. I just feel like there's so many moments where I'm just being told what I'm seeing. Like, even...
Yeah. I agree.
Even with Lex, like in the Pocket Universe, he's showing Superman that Crypto is being brainwired and chasing super squirrels. And then Lex says, how do you keep a dog flying? Give him super squirrels to chase. And then he talks about like the CGI computer monkeys and stuff. And so there's just moments where it's just, the dialogue, I feel like, was just like, okay, say what's happening on screen.
Yeah. But I think it's just that. It's just moments. It's not like the whole movie's like that. But yeah, I do think there is a lot of unnecessary like hand holding in the movie, I guess, is another way to say it. It doesn't ruin the movie for me, but I think it is worth bringing up if we're going to like be honest about it. But Jason, I mean, you disagree, so maybe that's not the experience for everybody.
I mean, like the Lex Luthor stuff, to me, I just saw it all as Lex just really hates Clark and he enjoys telling him how much he's ruining his life. Like, look what I'm doing to your dog. I hate you and your stupid dog. That's how I interpreted it.
I think Lex he does a great job performing.
And I think the whole point of it is like Lex is so like seethingly like upset about the existence of Superman that he's willing to do things that cost him money and to me that's like the intention of the character and the way he's written and the dialogue he's given is to convey this blind hate that he has.
So I guess to kind of like try to summarize, so you're saying like, yes, there's exposition, but it's like it's helpful for like learning about his character and his rage and how much he hates Superman. And and I agree. I think
you're getting the impression that he hates Superman so much that he can't help but tell him things that he knows is going to upset him, even if it would benefit him not to say it. And it, like when he's interrogating Superman, it's in his best interest and really not to kill the hostage. And he shoots the hostage. right? And I get
Yeah.
he's playing Russian roulette, and he's like, you know, and you're kind of like, well, what did you expect? But he's just, it almost seems like he cared more that he made Superman watch that man die than any information he actually wanted out of Superman.
Yeah. I that's a good point. I think there are a lot of great moments in the movie where you can see like Lex's rage supersede like his plans that he makes. I think he makes like reckless moves.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's like Lex Luthor in the comics traditionally. I maybe it is. I'm not an expert. It seems like I always thought in my brain like he was somebody that was calm, cool, and collected with executing. Like he's a really smart guy.
Yeah.
And this one, maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. I'm not totally sure. There's probably different versions, but this one he seems like he's really, really smart and comes up with great plans. But his rage is like even more than his intellect.
Maybe they're building up to it.
Yeah, and
Like
maybe
he's gonna learn from his lessons.
yeah, because he like allows the rift to keep spreading just because of his obsession with Superman, to where he'd risk like the entire world.
Yeah.
You know,
And then he's like, "Don't worry, guys. I know it's coming straight for our tower, but my little compartment here, it drops separately from the tower, and we can hover."
yeah. So, anyway,
that was something else I was thinking about. Like, they did show him being very smart in the movie, but I do have some actual questions about his thought process. So he puts Superman in the containment box with the morph guy, with the understanding that the kryptonite the morph guy is using in his hand is going to keep Superman there. But why did he not have like a backup plan? Because once Superman gained his strength, he was able to punch out of the glass. Like, wouldn't you want to put Superman in something that he couldn't even punch out of?
I guess, but it's probably just heavily implied that there's nothing else. I mean, they say like the only way with that, his only weakness is kryptonite, and there's none left on the Earth, and that's when he references he has a solution for that. I mean, I'm sure he would have put him in a box that could contain him if there were such a box that he could make.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know how you get much more trapped than in a dimension that you can't enter but from the outside.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like even if he breaks out of the box, like what can Superman, like I don't think Superman can get out on his own if it wasn't for Mr. Terrific and Lois. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like the actual pocket dimension is the actual prison, not the box.
I can see that.
So were there any like big performances in this movie that you would say like really, really stuck out to you?
David Cornsweet and Nicholas Holt.
Yeah.
You were about to say Michael Shannon?
Oh no, I was gonna say Michael Holt.
I will find him. Yeah. I think the cast was great in this movie. I think that is one of its
I don't think there's a
strengths.
weak performance.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the James Gunn and the crew did a great job selecting the next generation of, you know, superhero film, like Superman characters. And I'm really excited because if he does it for Superman, he can do it with other stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think we've already kind of mentioned it earlier. Nicholas Holt was great as Lex Luthor. Even if some of us have misgivings on some of his dialogue, I think he was great. So I've heard some people say in reviews like he like overdoes it, but I'm like, come on, he's the Superman's bad guy. He's supposed to be sinister and evil and almost like exaggerated. I liked that. I liked that decision. I don't think he overacted. He did not overact like Jesse Eisenberg did.
Jesse Eisenberg overacted like trying too hard.
Like you can see the villainy in Lex, but you can also see like the intelligence and the intellect in him, and I really liked that.
I kind of think it was a little much of like almost maybe too much energy when he gave his envy monologue. Yeah. When he's like, yes, of course I'm envious because envy is the thing that does this. And when you hear about Einstein and all those other brats, you know, like da 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 da. Yeah. I feel like when that started to happen, this is kind of tying back to what you said. I started to think about how this feels like they're just putting in an evil villain monologue just to put it in. But then, not that Nicholas Holt's performance was bad. It just felt like the fact that they were putting that in there and it didn't feel quite as natural to me, plus his super dramatization of it kind of took me out a little bit. But for the most part, like, I think he did do a really great job. Even like with his more subtle performances, like when Superman busts in his office asking where the dog is, Lex is very calm. And I liked that because that made me mad. Like, he did so good portraying that character of trying to hide what he already knew that I was frustrated. I was like, you know where the dog is. I know you know. And he's like whispering behind his coffee mug. Like, that was good. And so, yeah, I guess that was, I don't have a cap for that, but.
There it is. It's out there. Yeah, just to talk a little bit more about like David Corn Sweat. I feel like he's got a lot of like chances to really act in this. You know, he's not just like delivering lines, like he's acting, like he is Superman. There's like some high emotional moments for him, like where he's yelling. Like the interview scene is my favorite scene in the movie, which is like in the first act, and it's also a lot of it's in the trailer. But I think that is my favorite scene in the movie because I think it sets the stage for like, this is our Superman. He does a great job. Yeah, I think he can yell act, he can funny act, he can subtle act, he can do it all. I think he's good. Like James Gunn keeps saying, he's the next star. Like, I think he does a great job. I could see that happening.
That's what the S stands for.
Star.
Yes, Starman. Yeah, and like we mentioned earlier, Mr. Terrific, great performance. I mean, it's not like that many lines. He just kind of says funny lines, and it's like, so he says various things related. You can't do that with the pocket dimension, you know, stuff like that.
And then he looks down at the river. He says, "It's an anti-proton river." That was the ice cloud.
Now
moment.
that was one I did need an explanation because I didn't know what that was. I don't know what an anti-proton river is. So thank you for telling me that. Actually, I did need the hand holding there, but.
I love how, well, I'm kind of being funny about it, but they make all the effort to go through the portal, yet they're like, we can't go in there. And so they just stand on the edge of the portal the whole time.
Oh yeah, because they would like fall down into the anti-proton river. Yeah.
He's like, she was like, can't you get some like spelunking gear?
Oh, that's
Repel?
right.
Can we repel?
Yeah, can we repel? He's like, what do I look like bringing all that gear?
Do I look like an REI store?
Yeah. So, well, cool. So what were some like key visual moments? Like what about the visual style of this movie, the technical style, how it sounded, how was the score? Like what are some of the biggest highlights or maybe lowlights of Superman on a technical level for you guys?
Blue, red.
Blue and red?
Wait, he's not done.
Green. I don't know.
Dude, yellow.
Oh,
Blue, red, and yellow.
yellow. I forgot about.
I thought you were going to say yellow.
I forgot about the S.
So what are you trying to say? It has good colors in the movie?
Blue.
Oh my gosh. Jason has resorted to one-word answers.
I'm not trying to say anything. I just.
Okay.
He wears a blue suit.
He does.
With a red cape.
That is correct.
And then apparently a yellow S.
And he has the tights this time around.
Oh wait, no, the S is red. The background's yellow.
Oh,
I think
he has the briefs this time.
They look good. They don't look funny.
It's kind of funny. There's only one Superman without him, I think. Well, two if you count Tyler Hoechlin, but that's not a movie.
It wasn't like, I don't think it's like my favorite Superman suit, but I'm like, that doesn't like, I just don't care that much about, you know.
I like the S. I mean, I like the
yeah. I mean, it's
hope.
fine, I guess. I kind of like the Henry Cavill version better, if I'm gonna be honest.
That's okay.
But
in terms of the design,
of the like this. Well, yeah, kinda, I guess.
Do you wish it were brighter? Is that all?
I feel like, well, it's not that. I feel like it's got too much like texture on it.
on
On the
the
Henry
new one.
What is that, like nanotech or whatever?
Wait,
They
the
don't
new
really
one
explain.
or Henry
Kryptonite.
Cavill's?
The Henry Cavill one.
You
Oh.
said kryptonite.
It's got like all them dots on it. You know what I'm talking about? Like
It's
the
like, it's
texture of
more
it?
like
it's like
more
rubbery.
it's more like squiggly.
Or squiggly.
It has like a very squiggly
It has a
pattern.
very defined texture to it,
Yeah,
and it makes it look shiny,
yeah.
Yeah, corn sweats is
like
clothy.
a metallic chrome.
He is of the cloth, according to Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
I don't know what. I guess maybe. I don't know. Maybe just Superman suits are just not my favorite, but
It would
maybe
be
that's what
fun.
is.
It would be fun to see them do a live action version of his very first suit,
I like
like just the classic.
Yeah.
in Superman and Lois. There's a scene of him wearing it.
Oh, really?
I feel
Very
like,
brief.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. And they kind of recreate the green
The-
car
yeah.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I've
it does exist.
I've heard the filmmakers talk about the suit, and like David Cornsweet was talking about the suit, and he was like, they were trying to like, whether should we put the underwear on or not? And David Cornsweet was like, I think we should, because I think that's the point. Like, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
like that. It's supposed to seem a little corny.
Corn sneeze sweat.
Corn sweaty.
Corn in sweat.
But I think they were really trying to capture like that feeling that you got 1978 Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, let's just throw it back to like, this is a classic, just good guy. You know,
Yeah.
he's corny, he's goofy, and we're going to put the underpants on. Which, you know, is fine. Like, I don't have passionate opinions about should Superman have, like, I'm just not going to go to, I'm not going to go to bed angry at night if they make the wrong choice on that. You know, I just,
If this was a Michael Bay film, this would have been a product placement moment where his underwear would have been Fruit of the Loom. Red Fruit of the Loom Superman edition.
So anyway, the cinematography, it felt like James Gunn cinematography in a lot of ways. Direction.
Wowzers.
A lot of camera work, like a lot of motion with the camera. I think
A lot of wide angles.
wide angles.
Big, beautiful shots.
I feel like he moves the camera around like a central point a lot.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Like, am I
No,
just
no.
wrong?
It's like they have a camera attached to the action somehow. Like it's physically attached to it and it
Yeah.
goes like that.
And
So-
even when people are walking too, like the more subtle
Yeah.
moments.
It's like that shot where he like punches the glass, for instance. It's like Escape. I feel like the camera just like whips.
it's kind of orbiting around him.
Yeah, it orbits. That's a good word.
Like the gum.
That has nothing to do.
I feel like he likes to use a lot of like camera angles that, yeah, like you said, put you in the action.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think you have to CGI it a lot when you do that.
Well,
Does that make sense? Does anybody else like?
I was
Can you
relate to
explain that?
that?
a little
well,
bit better?
I was at least for the flying stuff. I was watching an interview. All the flying scenes are David Cornsweet actually strung up in strings.
Okay.
Now the movement is obviously like
Yeah, I think that's the motion in the scene sometimes looks a little bit
so it's got to be.
Fake.
I think I know what you're saying.
like the motion they have to emulate sometimes. I think with CGI, I could be completely wrong and just insulting great work. I don't know, but I guess just it looks cool a lot of the time, like 90% of the time. But there's like 10%. I was like, that feels a little like disorienting.
Like it doesn't
or,
feel
like,
as fluid.
it doesn't feel like super fluid,
Like when he's flying,
or
or
it feels a
something.
little artificial on occasion.
in the interview.
I do understand what you're
watched.
saying.
He specifically mentions the fight against the kaiju,
Yeah.
and he said all those flight scenes are just David Cornsweet on a string.
Yeah.
So are they moving the camera
Well,
to be the motion, or are they actually moving him?
So the way
or both.
they described it to me was they described it in the
Specifically,
interview.
somehow
They called Jason.
Somehow Jason has gotten exclusive access without his co-hosts.
to James Gunn. No, the way it was explained in the video or in the interview, they talk about how much Cornsweet had to work to basically plank in the air for an extended period of time, and that they would jerk him a lot, and it's a lot of the cables were hooked up to his like waist and like the rig on his waist and stuff like that. And they said they would jerk him a lot. So I think they're actually moving him some.
Okay.
But I think a lot of it is Cornsweet just staying still, because in a different interview, Cornsweet mentioned how it was really difficult to be in the flight pose for an extended period of time for shots and look like he's not struggling, like in his face.
Bum,
Yeah.
bum.
because it's supposed to be effortless, is how Cornsweat put
Yeah.
it. So I think they're moving him some, but a lot of the movement is artificial or wind, like they're blowing wind in his air, and then the background is obviously CG.
Maybe it could have been like a lighting thing too. That I don't know if James Gunn movies are typically like my favorite in terms of how they're lit, but
I understand that.
He brought that MCU lighting with him.
yeah.
Well, so I'm wondering if like they shoot different segments of Superman flying, but they then have to like match cut all of them together to then create the one continuous flight.
Especially for the kaiju one where there's the light from the sky and then you have the light from the flames.
Yeah.
That are probably messing with our ability to distinguish reality from.
Yeah. But also the scene where he's flying after he gets recharged at the Fortress of Solitude in the beginning, and then he's flying across Antarctica.
He's got the camera right here.
Yeah, the camera's like flying all around him.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's also an example where they're filming different segments, but then they're like matching all of these camera moves together, and then like those match cuts might be like what we're noticing. That might be a little bit jerky or artificial or something.
Yeah. I think I like the active camera work though. I think it works for the movie a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. Just even like shots like when that lady, what's her name? The evil,
the engineer
lady who can like make sharp blades out of her hands.
Bro, like, can she be more creative with her weapon?
There was that one shot where it shows her like activating the blades, and you can see like the camera like panning around her, like showing that happen. I think James Gunn does a really good job of using like an active moving camera a lot of the time. But yeah, the best scene was definitely the Mr. Terrific one and how it was shot, in my opinion.
Them invading the Fortress of Solitude was pretty sick too.
Yeah. And even like the shot of Lois and Clark like talking with the dimensional imp in the background. I like how that kind of lit the room.
Yeah,
because
that was
it was
cool.
like this neon like lighting.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be divided over that scene in general, but just because like, oh, they're not taking it seriously enough. I really enjoyed the scene, but I thought how it looked was nice.
Yeah.
So
I would have liked it to have been more serious without like the humorous moments, but in terms of the lighting, like it was cool how that was influencing their atmosphere. Probably my favorite shot in the whole movie, and I already told you guys, but it was when the last couple of citizens were escaping Metropolis, and that one lady couldn't start her car on the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Classic, I can't start my car and a building's falling towards me.
But like those classic situations.
The building's falling towards her, about to crush her, and then Superman stops it. She's able to drive away, but it's the shot when she looks back, and it's from her perspective, and Superman emerges out of the dust and the debris with the sun shining behind, and he just like floats there as he watches her drive away safely. That shot said Superman to me. Like, it was beautifully shot, beautifully lit, and I think the essence of that character could just be seen immensely in that shot. Beautiful.
It is a beautiful shot. It's an epic shot.
Yeah.
It's a super shot.
Yeah. Super shot.
How you're late to the party.
So we've already talked about like the soundtrack a little bit. What do we think about like the score, like the choice to essentially not like 100% copy the Superman theme from John Williams, but like they used it, like they used that theme, and they mixed it up a little bit. They altered the melody slightly.
Did they change it from the original trailer we watched way back in November?
I don't
think they changed
so.
It, no.
They
just put more of it.
I think they had like a version for the trailer, like written specifically, and it's expanded like in the movie.
See, because when it in the original trailer, I was cool with it. I was like, yeah, but I was like, you're just twisting things in the Williams score. But in the movie, the expanded version of it, I think, sounds really good, and I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I would play it, but it would copyright us. But there's near the end of the...
Sing it for us.
I can't.
Do it.
I couldn't. No, I literally don't remember.
Literally incapable of doing
I just, but like I just know like at the end of it plays this little bit that plays a lot in the movie itself that I just find really delicious.
Delicious.
But it has enough it has enough to tell you, hey, we are taking John Williams and basically reimagining it, which part of me, like, I understand how monumental and iconic John Williams' version is, but at the same time, I'm always down to explore, like, what can we do new? So with that said, though, I think without being a direct copy, they still made it feel Superman-esque and like very appropriate for his character.
Yeah. And this is one of the things about the movie that I actually like probably would say I did not like was the score.
Really?
And I like, if you don't know me,
We're gonna have beef,
viewers. If you don't know me, viewers, I actually have a music degree, and I wrote.
This guy.
I'm trying to establish my,
He has a music degree in trombone.
I have opinions, is what I'm saying. I have opinions that are informed by specific musical tastes, and I actually in college wrote an entire paper on John Williams that was like 15 pages.
A whole one. Oh.
So I have, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying I'm an authority. I'm just saying I have opinions. Is what I'm saying.
Informed opinions.
Hopefully informed.
Well-educated opinions.
So John Williams, I think the way he wrote music was, he started in the 50s, probably, I think the 50s, but his big breakout was Jaws in 1975. So Superman was shortly after. I think Star Wars was 77. Superman was 78. Yeah. So like one of his like first maybe 3 big movies. That could be approximately 3 movies. And he wrote in a time where they didn't have heavy electronic scores. Mm-hmm. He wrote for orchestras. And I just don't like I guess I don't like the use of guitar in the main, like that's so prevalent in the main, like electric guitar.
Yeah.
I would have preferred, like, if you're going to use this theme, like, use an orchestra. And he did use an orchestra when it's really big, when it's going bum, 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 bum. Like that melody we all know, and it's like the orchestra is big, it's impactful. I like that beat of it. But I think they just tried to modernize the orchestral sound too much. Mm. And for me, it didn't really work. I would have preferred them to either just write a new score that fits your orchestration better, like orchestration being the setup of instruments you have, the setup of like, of like what kind of instruments are you using?
Yeah.
I prefer this heroic theme with a lot of pace and momentum that the original one had, with that orchestral sound, heavy brass used. And I feel like this one just kind of is strings taking over everything. To make it sound grand, and nothing against strings, but I think that brass sound that made the original theme so iconic isn't as prevalent as it should have been, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I think they just kind of changed it, added electronics. Maybe I'm just a boomer.
No, you're making
they used to do it better back in the day.
You're making a completely valid statement.
And Lex Luthor's theme was it was just like a generic, like, this guy's like an evil, like, well, it didn't, like, the evil characters in like John Williams movies, just think like Darth Vader, like the iconic, like Imperial March. So if we're going to use his music, like, use it to what it's supposed to sound like.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor's theme just kind of seemed like a generically sinister, like, song that had some like drum beat that was like a drum set. It felt like a modern, like, I don't know. It almost felt like James Bond in a way to me. I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't like that vibe for it. I don't know. The score just didn't work for me. The songs in it didn't work for me. I guess the main theme, when it's all big and grand, is good. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be binge listening to the Superman 2025 soundtrack. I'll just listen to the original one.
I get that.
So there's my case. Roast me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm not gonna roast you.
You're just old.
I definitely wasn't a fan of the Luther Corp theme because I think like listening to the theme as its own, that's different. Like still a cool composition, but I don't think it really matches his character because it has this like almost hip hop undertone to it. And it almost gave me this impression of they saw that Ludwig Göransson made a really good Killmonger theme for Black Panther, and that's super hip hop heavy, like not even just in his stuff, but throughout the whole movie. And then they're like, let's do something like that, but for Luther Corp. But it doesn't fit. Like something for Luther Corp, I don't think of hip hop, you know?
Yeah, it felt like they're just trying to make it sound generically cool. Like this is a cool bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
didn't work.
I don't know. It didn't work for me. Maybe if I listened to it more deeply and like I could probably find things I could appreciate about it more. But just from like one viewing of the movie, that's how I feel. So what about you, Jason? What do you feel?
Yeah.
We were listening to it in the car, so I thought you would probably liked it.
Now I'm going to play it for you again.
I'll listen to it with you, buddy.
No, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I played it. You didn't even say anything now. Now I'm hearing.
I'm sorry.
I'm hearing.
I played it for you and you just said nothing.
What I'm hearing is like you were like going, like Jason, turn this music off in your head.
No, like I said, the main theme when it's big and grand, I liked it. Like I thought it sounded.
The moment the mics get turned
like when
on.
I saw it in the trailer originally, I was like goosebumps. Like it's like that one part of the score is really good, but the rest.
I think the entire part of the Superman theme is great. Now, I agree with Asher. At the end of the day, I think I would prefer that they make new music. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's like. Honestly, you're hard pressed. I know the John Williams score, but I'm also like you're kind of competing against the Man of Steel score, and that like there's not a bad track on the Man of Steel score.
Yeah.
There is
no skips on.
I think
one.
To me it's like I get what they're going for is like you want to bring back this feeling that the Christopher Reeves movies had, which is cool and all, but I'm like the movie isn't even really like Christopher Reevish. Like it's closer in tone to that than it is Man of Steel.
Yeah.
But if you like go back and watch 1978 Superman and tell me this is like the same movie,
there's similarities, but there is a lot of differences too.
There's a lot more differences, and I think it's like
it stands on its own, which is good.
Yeah. But my point being is like the score is kind of like implying it's more Christopher Reeves than it actually is.
Yeah.
I like the score. I like it. I think it's fine for what it is. I really enjoy it. And I have no problems with it, but if I had to be in charge, I'm like, can you guys hire somebody and bring Hans Zimmer back? I don't know.
And I think like what me and Asher's saying, like Asher's saying, I wish they would have done more music or new music, and I was like, I think that they didn't do a great job of adapting John Williams' theme. I think, like if you're going to use John Williams' theme, just like use it, or at least keep it more like orchestral sounding.
Well, I guess what I would say too is like, I think the score itself is fine for the movie. Like I don't like it doesn't bother me. But I would also say like if you just straight up had John Williams' theme in this movie, it actually probably doesn't fit too well. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Watch there be a YouTube video of someone editing John Williams' score to play in one of the Superman 2025 scenes now.
Well, they do that for Man of Steel. They did that. I don't know, like I just really wish we could have 3 Superman themes, but now we have 2.5.
There you go.
You know, it doesn't bring down the movie for me. I think it accents a lot of the action and the triumphant moments well. It's just, man, what if this was new? You know?
Yeah.
In a world full of remakes, and I know it's a reboot for Superman.
2 reboots. 2 red reboots.
Is the Justice League theme is going to have to compete with the Avengers theme because we love the Avengers theme. They've got to come up with a banger.
Something so good.
They've got to come up with something good.
That is something that Superman, yes, but also I think Justice League serves well to have something brass heavy as well. Maybe.
And I'm not saying and Superman doesn't have to have the greatest theme. But the Justice League movie, it's got to compete with Avengers. Because Avengers theme, every time it plays, even if they overplay it, gives me goosebumps.
I'm
Like-
ready to assemble.
DC is off. This new DCU is off to a good start.
Yes.
So keep it going, build on it. Don't rush things. And yeah, like you got a huge opportunity awaiting to
Yeah.
make a really good Justice League theme. That's so the score though, that's not the only thing that I saw as something of a similarity to the Christopher Reeves. Even the title card, like the way the graphics are,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was definitely
very Christopher Reeves-ish. And I don't know if I was a fan of it because I feel like there's this weird in between where they want to honor what's come before them, but then they're also like modernizing Superman a little bit, especially in the world that he lives in.
Yeah.
And it's like not fully meshing for me.
It didn't. I agree.
Like the graphics for the title felt too retro.
Yeah, like it's not like a movie. It's not a movie ruiner by any means, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like Star Wars: Force Awakens, where it's like this is the same movie. But I feel like there are times where they tried to be inspired, and it like seemed a little forced.
Mm-hmm.
But Jason's making a face. So he does not agree.
it's really cool to see the Superman logo. Whoop, whoop.
But the thing is, like, part of that is because I feel that that was a technological advancement for the time of the Christopher Reeves movie of like, hey, we can make this translucent 3D looking effect for the title card. Like, let's do that. And so that kind of is part of what I feel dates it for me. And so when they use it for this, but then kind of
Yeah.
put a new cover or put like a new gloss on it.
Yeah, because I don't think the movie had that kind of 70s vibe to it at all, really.
Other than the guy in Lex Luthor's lab with the crazy funky glasses.
He was like, bro, I'm going to stop the code. The world's going to die. That was like his whole character. I got to stop the code. Or I got to put the code in to stop the
Code entering guy.
code guy.
And then he tells Mr. Terrific, he's like, I can help you. And Mr. Terrific's like, I don't need your help. I'm Mr. Terrific.
Classic. So, yeah. So here's our guessing game time.
What?
Are you guys ready for a guessing game?
Hey, I'm ready for a getting it right game. He said
So here,
maliciously.
so we're gonna have a
gosh.
guessing game.
Yeah.
This could be a disaster or it could be great.
Did you adjust for inflation?
So I'll go ahead and give you the box office numbers for Superman first.
My guess is adjusted for inflation.
Oh, so then
So I'm gonna give you this movie's box office performance, and then from that, I want us to guess what do we think the top 5 Superman movies.
opening night then.
Are we only doing?
Or box office weekend?
Because if we did 2025, like it's
Okay,
all
we
it
can
has
do, we can
is-
do opening weekends. I have the information.
I
So-
was gonna say, how could we?
Clickety clack clack. He's got
and then
the
we can also
information.
after that we can just talk about how much they made overall. So Superman through July, what is today? The 14th?
14th.
July 14th.
13th.
13th.
14th.
14th.
Sorry.
You're a day behind, boy.
So this is the Monday after the release of Superman.
This Monday after this release,
It has made a total of
it's like 225,
let
250.
me tell everybody.
I'm interested in the budget
Taking
too.
forever, man. It's 250.
Thanks. So domestic box office $125 million. International box office 95. So worldwide $220 million.
Okay. What was the
Like
budget?
21,735. The budget was 225 million.
I was close. I said 250.
Wow, this was not that expensive of a movie, considering how expensive other movies have been that we've talked about recently, like Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah,
400
did not have
million.
a 400 million.
Well,
I mean, it
actually,
is
never
pretty
mind.
expensive,
Never
but
mind. It is still expensive.
It's a movie that you can get away from. With
It's
you
cheap
know,
for the kind of movie it is.
It's like
Yeah.
it's on par for.
But
like
it's an expensive
a super,
movie.
yeah.
a Superman movie coming out in the 2020s. I'm not surprised it has a $200 million budget. So, so it made $220 million
Okay.
Schmopening Schmeekend.
worldwide, and it's Schmopening Schmeekend, according to Jason. That's how you say it. So, what do we think the top 5 opening weekends? These are not adjusted for inflation. We're just gonna. That's the numbers I have. So we're not gonna. I don't have the other numbers right in front of me. So overall, what do you think the top 5 opening weekends in Superman history are?
Can we just list the movies?
So here are the eligible movies.
The eligible super bachelors.
So we have. I'm just going to go in order of release date.
Yeah.
Superman.
So the eligible movies are 1978 Superman,
Okay.
1981 Superman 2,
Okay.
1983 Superman 3, Supergirl 1984, Superman 4 The Quest for Peace 1987,
Yeah.
Superman Returns 2006,
Okay.
Man of Steel 2013, Batman vs. Superman Dawn of
Goodness.
Justice 2016, Justice League 2017, and Superman 2025.
All right.
So I included the BVS and Justice League because Superman is essentially a key character.
Yeah.
Supergirl, I mean, we don't have to include that. It's not in the top 5. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now. So
All right.
Can you send a picture of those?
I got you, bro. So it's Superman 1, 2, 3, 4. Superman Returns.
Okay.
Moss.
Okay, that's
Steel.
helpful.
Bivis. Justice League. Corn Sweat.
Okay.
And you don't have to do them in order if
Okay.
you don't want, because that might take. But just what do you think are in the top 5?
You can go first, Jason.
Oh yeah, and Jason. Maybe if you want to make a guess, if you want to make the placement guesses, you can.
I'm gonna try to make placement.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to try to make placement
Yeah.
All
guesses?
right, all right. So I'll go.
This is our placement test.
Now this is Justice League, not the Snyder Cut, which never released in theaters, right?
Yeah,
So,
this is not the director's cuts of any of Zack Snyder's movies.
because they did show up in theaters.
None of them released in theaters.
So
as far as I
number
know.
one, I'm gonna go with Corn Sweat.
Okay,
But we're doing opening weekends, right?
opening.
Yeah.
weekends
Okay, I'm gonna go
only.
with Corn Sweat. Then I'm going to say Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League, Superman 1.
Ooh.
In that order.
Okay, repeat that again. But before, I only have numbers for domestic opening weekends. I don't have the numbers.
That's fine.
For worldwide opening weekends.
That's
fine.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they did better domestically, anyways.
We are recording this
So-
domestically.
So, Corn Sweat 2025. Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League, Superman 1.
Okay.
Or 78.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say
It's a lot. It's a lot of words.
I almost don't want to copy you, Jason, but your ranking is very valid.
I'm a valid person.
I almost want to just ditto Jason, but I'm not sure yet.
Oh.
The people are waiting.
You looked at my peace offering. You said, but I'm not sure yet. Get
I will not accept it yet. I
Get
might,
that away
but
from
not
me.
yet.
I think if I were to change anything, so I'm gonna go with Jason's, but I'm gonna change Justice League and Superman Christopher Reeves. So Justice League would be in 5th, Christopher Reeves Superman would be in 4th, and then 3rd would be BVS, and then 2nd would be Man of Steel, and then Wesley's face is making me
And then
question
first
my.
would be Corn Sweat.
And then first would be Corn Sweat.
Okay.
Superman.
You guys are both cooked, honestly.
Really?
No.
Christopher Reeve does not make an appearance in the top 5. Superman is
Just give us the order.
Superman 1 is the 3rd lowest grossing. And second lowest if you don't count Supergirl.
Second Lois Lane.
All right.
So-
all right. Let's just
You
get
want
it
me to
over
start
with.
at 5 or just the bottom?
Start at 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5th place is Superman Returns
Really.
Oh, I forgot about that one. No.
with a $52 million opening weekend in 2006.
Bleep blah blah blah.
4th place, Justice League,
Okay, I was right there.
a $93 million opening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disappointing opening for that movie. 3rd place, Man of Steel,
No.
$116 million.
Wait, what was the number?
$116 million.
Okay.
2nd place, David Corn Sweat Superman.
You saying BVS did better?
$125 million opening domestically. And number one is Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. $166 million opening.
I mean, my top five
I understand
was right
that.
-1.
I feel like the marketing around BVS was very heavy, and I feel like it hit well.
Oh, and people wanted to see that.
Yeah.
That is...
Well, I had it at number 3.
That is like primetime
Right,
movies.
three.
Like,
That was close.
so
Well,
worldwide box office totals is different.
All right, give me those. Maybe I'm right in that aspect.
So Superman 1978 had
It's 1978.
big time legs at the box office. It opened at $7 million, which isn't stupid, but it ended up grossing $300 million. I don't know if these numbers are right, actually. That doesn't seem right. Let me just double check. This is a good website. but-
while you double check,
Or is it Box Mojo? Watch Box.
bless
no,
you.
it's called The
Bless
Numbers.
you.
Bless you from on high. While we were going to a mission trip one year with a church I grew up going to, we were on a plane and they played Batman versus Superman for the screens.
Yeah.
And you could tune in if you wanted to. And so one of the guys on the team next to me, he was probably maybe in his 50s or 60s. So he was, probably more familiar with classic Superman. And it gets to the end of Batman versus Superman and Superman's dead. And the movie ends and he's like, well, they killed Superman. That's just not cool.
Well, they killed Superman. That's just
And then
not cool.
I wanted to try and explain, but did you see the dirt on his coffin hover?
Yeah, he's not actually probably dead.
Oh man.
I do think that's. Imagine being just some guy who hadn't watched like Man of Steel or anything, hadn't seen anything since the Reeves movies, and he kills Superman. First time you watch a new movie, and it just be like, why would y'all do that? Why would y'all kill Superman?
Oh my gosh. Wesley, did you figure it out?
It opened at $7 million and somehow made it to $300 million.
That
So
was
it
back
must
in
have
the-
had like a crappy opening weekend, but everybody's like, "Oh wait, we gotta go see."
You gotta go
this."
see this
That
because
was-
that's
I
technically
wonder what the
the
story
first
behind it.
superhero blockbuster.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That was back in the day when stuff would stay in theaters for 10 million years, though.
And in fourth place is Superman Returns. 391. The new Superman is already in sixth. It's opening weekend. Superman Returns did $391 million. That's fourth. Third place, Justice League, $661 million.
Blah, blah.
Man of Steel, second place, $667 million. And then Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice at $874. So Man of Steel,
John of Justice.
if you adjust for inflation, Man of Steel has actually outperformed Superman 2025.
Not that I'm rooting for that one, but I just have a deep, strong connection to Man of Steel.
So
We're the men of Steel.
I'm
Man of
interested to
Steel.
see which movie performs better. It looks like David Cornsweet's will.
It'll.
Because I feel like it's gonna easily surpass the $667 million mark. And technically,
I
Superman
wish-
did do more. It's opening
I
weekend.
wish that they would count number of tickets sold and not how much money made. I mean, the fact of the matter is not one. Man of Steel is 12 years old, but even movies that released 5 years ago were like $2 cheaper. You're getting an extra $2 per ticket. In this area, who knows what it's like in other parts of the country or in other parts of the world. I just feel like box office numbers really need to be like, as far as popularity goes, I feel like tickets sold is a better metric. You see, because right now movies can make a ton of money, but have sold less tickets than movies 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That or just adjust for inflation every time.
A
Sup-
justice for inflation. What?
No, adjust for inflation every time. Like, I wish the sites would just put inflation adjusted numbers.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in seeing that Superman opening weekend in 1978 made $7 million. How much is $7 million today? That's like probably like 40 million.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Which is a lot closer to Superman Returns in 2006.
Yeah, maybe. I'd have to do the numbers, but yeah, you're right. I think Man of Steel and Superman are going to have very similar paths. We'll see. We'll see what I think. Superman 2025 is liked more. Probably it's not as divisive as Man of Steel is. So I could see that being successful for Superman long term. It seems like Man of Steel didn't have great box office legs because it had a really good start, 225 million, or opening weekend worldwide doing $225 million, which is very similar to what the new one has. So I'm interested to see where Superman ends up, and we can compare the two.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
But it seems like, superhero movies typically make a lot of their money opening weekend and then drop. There's a lot. It's just people go out to see it opening weekend.
Yeah.
And Man of Steel didn't get well received critically or really by fans. It was very divided. So maybe that affected its long-term success. So I would probably predict Superman to outlast that and probably surpass that 700 million. Well, it's less than that. Superman could get to $1 billion depending on how well it holds.
$1 bajillion dollars.
We'll see. It had the second best opening of the year, I think. Minecraft opened a little bit higher.
Minecraft got outshined by Stitch though. Lilo and
well, no.
Has Lilo reached?
I think they're
$1
really
billion yet?
about the same.
Oh,
Has Lilo and Stitch reached $1 billion yet?
probably not then because Minecraft didn't.
I don't think it did.
Or is it
I think
kind
it
of starting
petered out.
to?
Well, Lilo and Stitch was the #1 movie
Number
4
one
weeks in a
movie?
row.
Critics are
Well, I
raving
guess
about the
doesn't
number
mean it-
one movie of the summer.
Lilo and Stitch
I
is
guess that
so
doesn't-
close. It's at 994 million, which is more than Minecraft. So it did pass Minecraft. So we still have not seen $1 billion movie yet in 2025.
Is this
The only
death of
thing that I
cinema?
think would hurt Superman's chances of getting there would be Fantastic Four comes out in 2 months or 2 weeks,
Fantastic.
which could, that's gonna maybe hurt the potential of Superman because it'll be stealing. I don't think anybody's gonna be seeing Superman 2 weeks from now. People are gonna be watching another movie. So, but after Fantastic Four, it is like a barren wasteland of movies.
Flan 4 stack.
I
4.
don't think people are gonna break out their paychecks to go see Freakier Friday.
No.
I'm paying to avoid that movie.
So it's just August could be just people going to see these superhero movies for a second time. I think that could be. So we'll see. But right now, the Man of Steel versus Superman at the box office could be an interesting thing to watch.
Yeah. And we still have 2 weeks before Fantastic Four, so I think that's a decent amount of time to see what Superman does. And
yeah,
He flies.
if it makes another
shoots
100 million
lasers.
next week, and
yeah, I would like to see it not just get abandoned essentially in terms of box office when Fantastic Four comes out.
yeah,
I would like to see them both still do well.
yeah. So
Imagine if they both came out the same weekend. That would be nuts to experience.
Super 4, Fantastic Man.
Super Four, fantastic. Man. So we'll see.
Four fantastic men.
4 fantastic men.
You're holding up 8 fingers.
There's 4 fantastic men for each movie.
And before we rate it, there's just one more thing. There was a cameo in the movie at the very end
Wait.
with our next movie
Whoa.
in the DCU.
Oh.
Not the one we're talking about, but
Oh, wait,
there was
wait.
the Supergirl cameo.
Oh, yes.
So Millie Alcock is in the very last scene. That's not, maybe. Yeah, that's not a post-credit scene. So
I don't know how to feel about that cameo at the moment.
yeah, she came to Earth so she could get drunk or something. Is that what it was?
No, oh my.
Or was it
She came
reversed?
to-
You guys
she
don't
came to-
watch the movie.
She came
Or
to
was
get her
it the
dog.
other way around?
No, so Superman was babysitting her dog because Crypto is her dog. So she
So I
came to
got
get
that
her
part.
dog,
So she
Dark.
comes to like play with her dog.
and
But
she
then
leaves.
She
She
comes
leaves
to
with
get her dog.
She leaves with
to pick
Crypto.
him back up.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was partying on a planet with a red
With
sun.
okay.
Because they can't get drunk under the yellow sun.
So she couldn't get drunk on Earth, but she could get drunk on the red sun.
but she wants to see
So
her
she
dog.
came. She was drunk and then came to Earth while she was drunk
to get her dog.
to get her dog.
Yeah,
Yes. Wesley, I need you to pay attention.
I was paying attention.
Clearly, you weren't paying attention enough.
So
yeah. I don't know. Like, I think like with the way they're introducing her character, we're setting her up for a lot of potential for like a good character arc. Like, because at the moment we're seeing her being very irresponsible and reckless.
Yeah.
That is really good foundation for a good character arc. But they played it off as more of a joke, and I didn't like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we get next summer, I think.
Really.
When next summer is when Supergirl comes out.
And this is a movie.
It's a movie. It's already been written. They've, I think, are either filming it now or almost done filming it. So, and then also next year we're getting Clayface. Don't forget about that, which I think is going to be an Elseworlds thing. I don't think it'll be in the continuity of the.
Well, if it's not
DCU.
if it's not going to be in the continuity, why are they doing it?
Well, it's just like it's
'Cause
kind of
it's
like a
fun
Matt
to make
Reeves Batman
movies.
type thing where it's like they want to make the movie, but it's not going to be part of like the canon to the DCU. Well,
I
it
feel
might
like,
be though.
I
I'm
feel
not
like
actually
we've
sure.
not. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I feel like we were already experiencing this with the Spider-Man villain movies, because Clayface is technically a villain, right? And they're just like making this, but that it's not going to be continuity.
And there's like the Spider-Verse movies too. So like Marvel does it a little bit.
Spider-Verse though those are baller movies.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
do well.
So there are movies that are not part of like the canon of the MCU that are Marvel movies that they've made. Most of them, if you look at the Venom ones or the Sony ones, they're usually
Yeah,
not
that's what I
very-
was referencing.
usually not very good. But
There's the Joker.
the Joker, yeah, that came out during the DCU too, and DCEU, and it wasn't canon.
But then there was the Joker too.
Joker 2, which is a movie.
Dichotomy
It is indeed a movie
of a film.
Um,
Dichotomy of a movies.
Yeah, I saw somebody call it a beautiful disaster. I'm like, that is kind of true. It looks really nice, but it's
Isn't that the name of another movie?
beautiful disaster.
Probably.
Maybe, I don't know. You could be
You
right.
may be thinking of Beautiful Mind.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
So anyway, that's the future of the DCU. We have a cameo of Supergirl.
There is none.
Not the best cameo we've ever seen, but
Dude, you moved the door. That's what she says when she
yeah.
busts through the Fortress of Solitude.
yeah.
You didn't tell me?
So anyway, we had and Crypto, fun dog, by the way.
We didn't even talk about
We
Crypto.
didn't even talk about Crypto.
We also need to give an honorable shout out to Alan Tudyk
oh yeah,
for just being
The
a great
robots.
actor. But I told Jason I don't want Alan Tudyk to get confined and typecasted.
It might be too late for that.
I'll take a million robot Alan Tudyks.
He's good.
It's funny every time.
He's funny. He's good at it.
Didn't he die though in the movie?
Well, they rebuilt the robot.
Yeah.
It doesn't
yeah.
really explain how. He just kind of gets rebuilt.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wait a second. Didn't all the robots just get killed? But I guess they're robots, so
If I ripped the door off your car,
They're
would you not be able to put it back on?
no. Well, I would, but first I would hit you with it. No, it's
That's
good.
Okay. If a villain with saws for hands came and cut your door off and then disappeared into the ether, would you not be able to put the car door back on?
All right, Jason.
Well, that's what happens to the robots. They get sawed in half and then they get unsawed.
Or just rebuilt. Yeah, you could say unsawed if you want.
Maybe soldered.
Sawed.
Just new robots. I don't know. Maybe their programming is in a cloud, and you can just move it to a new
I mean, it's the beauty,
robot body or
the
something.
beauty of Robobots.
It doesn't explain. I don't care.
But they
about
do
the
explain a
details.
lot of other stuff in the movie.
They do very clearly.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, let's give it a number / word.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of 10.
I'm gonna give it. I'm kind of like leaning off of what you said after the movie, Wesley. I'm gonna give it a solid out of 10
Solid.
because
That's good.
I'm just like Jason's reactions.
Jason will just be mad if you disagree with him about anything. So.
I can just see like Jason punching me in his head.
No.
Okay, no, so like solid out of 10 because I think with the with the responsibility of giving the DCU a fresh start, I think they did make a really good first impression. And I think that they did get it off to a good start with this movie. And then just with the movie itself, there are a lot of things that I don't like, but there are things that I do like that still make it a solid movie. Like the pacing is still good. The chemistry is good. Character portrayals are mostly good. And the visuals are mostly good. So that gives me a solid out of 10.
Solid out of 10 from Asher.
And what do you say, so Wesley?
I'm going to go 8 out of 10.
You went up from
I was at like a 7.5 after I saw it, but then we talked about it and deep dove it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it an 8.
It's not
A clean 8. Not perfect. A little bit heavy with the exposition. Didn't love every single like musical choice in the movie, but why are your eyes wide open staring at me? That is creepy. I'm gonna see that in my nightmares.
Jason, my friend, you appear in my worst dreams.
And also in real life, it's my worst nightmare. I'm just kidding, Jason. I'm just kidding. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Definitely recommend going to see it. It is not a woke movie like people keep saying it is. On the
Really?
internet.
People have been saying it's a woke movie?
Yeah, I'm like, I
How?
think because James Gunn said something about like it's kind of like an immigrant story because like Superman is like from another planet. So people are like, oh, it's a woke movie. I'm like,
I didn't get any of that.
it's like literally not woke at all. Like,
It's them Snyder bros.
like I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I guess there's like rich people that are like evil and sinister. If you think that's woke, like.
That's just what happens, man.
But that's like every
just how
movie
it
ever. Like, it's not woke.
It's like
guys.
every real
it's
life
not woke at all.
ever.
That's ridiculous. There's nothing woke about it. If you go into it trying to find things, you'll find. I don't know. I didn't see anything. I didn't care. But I wasn't thinking about that at all when I went into it.
Compassion and saving squirrels is woke. I guess.
Anyway, Jason.
I'm pretty close to you. I give it an 8.5.
Ooh.
An 8.5 halvesies.
Heard.
I really like the movie. I think it's great. There are problems with it, which I guess we didn't really discuss. My biggest problem is the lore change about his Kryptonian parents being kind of evil.
I don't like that either.
I don't really like that. I think it works really well within this movie. It's clearly a part of the progression there and part of his struggle and his arc. So like, I like that if there was never ever another Superman property and this is all it was,
I like how they turned that into him really, really like leaning into.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I like that. I like
Ma and Pa Kent like being who he looks to. I think they took that and they did something with it.
I agree with you. I think they did like it works. It works as a mechanic. I have no problems with it. As a fan of Superman, I'm like a big part of the character is him being a bridge between two peoples.
Yeah. It also just doesn't feel right for the characters. Like even in the movie itself, they set the parents up to be very kind and heartwarming. And
the first half of the message really sounds antithetical to the second half.
Yeah.
So I really thought that they were going to come around and I really thought they were going to come around and say that it was fake. at the end.
Yeah.
And I know that would have been super cliche, right? And I don't disagree with you. Like, I definitely think he needed that moment. He needed them to be pushed to recognize the people who actually raised him and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think one of my favorite aspects of Superman as a character is that he is not just a human.
Yeah.
You know, he is in fact an alien who has a bunch of different like traits about him, which happen to give him really awesome powers, and that's cool. I don't know. I just like I really like the dynamic you see in a lot of other properties where his morals really come from Ma and Pa Kent, but the actual like instructions on how to do things, like a lot of the technical stuff, come from Jor-El and his holograms and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, you know, in this movie it's just a recording. I don't know. You know, in every other version he gets a downloaded version of Jor-El's consciousness that he talks to.
Yeah.
Except this one, at least for now. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Yeah, 8.5. That was a really long explanation. I veered into
That was pretty
I veered
similar.
into a black hole.
That was pretty similar
By
to
the
the
way,
other.
I guarantee it. Ultraman, who gets tossed into the black hole, I bet he comes back as.
about Ultraman.
Oh my god.
Well, he's not a character. I guarantee he comes back as Bizarro.
Bizarro. I don't know
Dude,
who it is, but
when-
I'm going to
You know
pretend
who
like I do.
Bizarro is?
When he was about to take off his mask, I was like, okay, this is about to be some face reveal. But when he took off his mask, guys, I just saw Frodo Baggins. Like
What?
his face
To
and
me,
his long hair. I was
To
like,
me, it actually looked like Henry Cavill from, which I mentioned this way back when David Cornsweet was cast. I was like, they just recast Henry Cavill again. Because David Cornsweet to me looks very similar to Henry Cavill.
Interesting.
But the long-haired Cornsweet Ultraman,
yeah.
to me, he looked like Henry Cavill. I was like, wow. Wait a second, that's just David.
Yeah.
But I saw it coming from a mile away. I was like, it's just, I guarantee it's a clone. Because Ultraman in the comics has always been an alternate version of Superman. Although typically he's not a clone made by Lex Luthor. He's just a different universe Superman who's just evil, or sometimes raised by Lex
Yeah.
/ Lex's parents.
Yeah.
Like it is in Smallville. But
I kind of felt that the Engineer and Ultraman were the weaker of the characters in this film.
well, Ultraman, I don't think he's there. He's mostly just like an automaton. I know
Yeah,
he can. I think he can make his own decisions, but clearly he's just following orders
Yeah,
and being controlled.
but to put him
1A,
as, but to put him,
1A.
oh yeah, 1A. Lex Luthor is basically playing a video game the whole movie.
Yeah, that was funny.
He's got the world's biggest controller.
He's got the world on his shoulder.
Everyone's pressing A button.
What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that to then, but to then use Ultraman as like one of the main pivotal boss fights, for lack of better words, in the end of the film was kind of something I was sort of surprised about, and I wasn't like super invested in it. And plus the fact that they were just fighting, in my opinion, in a blue/gray CGI environment, that was boring for me, like visually.
Well, half the fight takes place in the baseball field or the field or whatever, and then they go up into space,
Well, that
and then he crashes back down into the sewer.
well, I'm talking about when
Well, I know
when
that
Ultraman is demasked.
Yeah,
That's kind of like what starts the ends of the final fight, I guess.
yeah.
Which can any of you guys tell me what was Superman doing when he was like trying to fly high and then dive bomb down with all the nanites in him? Like, what was he actually trying
He was
to do?
knocking that lady unconscious.
But what was that going to do for him, though?
She controls the nanites. All the nanites
Okay.
go dead.
Okay.
Like she's actively controlling them, so it
Okay.
knocks her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was trying to like go up to the sun to burn him out of him, or like to then shoot down and become a meteor and then the heat burn it inside of him. I don't know. I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and I think he was just trying to knock her unconscious, which he slams her into the earth.
Yeah, which that was creative of him. Like it was cool seeing him use his wits to get out of that situation. What did you guys, I know we should be ending, but what did you guys think of Crypto basically being like the way that Superman bested Lex and Ultraman. Basically kind of playing it from a joke that Krypto likes to chase drones. So then he tells Krypto to chase these other drones.
Well, I
so
think
that
it was like teamwork, you know.
Yeah, I
Like-
guess so. I guess that's a good point.
It was a team up. I liked it, but I get it. It's like I get it if you wanted to like have like a more personal like 1v1 battle, you know.
I mean, I don't know. It makes it, to me, it's like, Lex, he doesn't actually fight with his hands. He makes other people or enslaves a clone
Yeah.
to do all this dirty work.
And sometimes he gets that green mech suit or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if this version of Lex would do that. At least not right now. Maybe he learned his lesson. He's like, I'm gonna do it myself.
I was surprised that he's basically bested at the end of the movie. I thought they were going to kind of draw their conflict out. So that was kind of surprising. I was like, oh, he's beaten, essentially,
Yeah,
for the time being.
yeah. I mean, I think it's just it was a really natural, like, good beats evil.
Yeah.
Evil shall never prevail, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I liked it. I think it doesn't really resolve things if Lex gets to stay free,
Yeah, that's true.
because
With how much they were building up.
yeah, like, I don't know, all the things he did, and I think part of it's, you know, every villain's downfall is hubris.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, you know, part of it's just Lex was, again, so blind that he didn't take enough precautions to
Yeah.
not be caught unless he could kill Superman.
Yeah.
Which I think the irony is like, even if he managed to kill Superman, he'd still probably have gone to prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should probably wrap things up.
Phlebotomy.
But fun podcast, boys.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about Superman. I'm excited for the DCU going forward.
When does
I think all of us
Superman
are.
2 come out?
When does Superman 2 come out?
Yeah, when
Patience, Jason.
does Superman
Patience.
2 come out?
You know, probably before Batman Part 2, just because that's how it keeps going. Anyway, well, this has been the On the Slate Movie Podcast. Follow us everywhere in the world,
Track us down.
Links are in the show
Stalk
notes.
us.
specifically in the ones linked in the show notes, Spotify, all that good stuff. YouTube.
Oh, we didn't
Apple,
do a shout.
TikTok,
We didn't do a
Instagram.
shout out.
Well,
Timu Jared Padalecki.
Oh yeah, someone said I looked like Timu Jared Padalecki on
And
the
that was
short.
funny.
That was funny. So
and I said Jared Padalecki looks like the Tima version of Asher White. So there you go.
there we go. There's our
Real-
shout out.
Real friend.
Anyway, we are your hosts, Wesley.
Jason.
And Asher.
This has been the On the Slate Movie Podcast. Everybody stay safe out there and God bless. See you in the next one.